Good morning, YouTube. Got a Goodman hack special for you today. I don't know about you, but I love hacks. And they just never cease to amaze me. As you can see here, we got a big Goodman put in a couple years ago. It's a 4042, so 3.5 ton. As you can see, it's draining pretty well. Not great, but good enough. House is nice and cool, so it's pretty dry. But I will tell you, when I got here, it was not draining. And I will tell you why. This guy put a 3.5 ton air handler on about a 1300 CFM of duct. Too small, with a 14-inch return and a 10-inch return. Not only that, but he has these elderly folks running these super awesome Filtrete 12x12s that were all dirty. And he's got a Honeywell whole house filter that is super dirty. And as you can see here, you got this 14 going over here, feeding 2 of the 12s. Then you have this awesome, ancient, and completely discombobulated 10-inch that goes up and over down there and also snakes back around to a 12x12 return for the third one. So what happens? August 1st, the couple's son comes over because they said the air wasn't cooling. He comes over, pan's full of water. This stupid plastic pan thing is full of water. It's leaking onto the ceiling somewhere down here. They've already had it redone. And he said that there was some water going out the secondary, but no water going out the primary. I said, okay, cool. Anyway, started checking it out. No surprise here, but I actually had 0.92 inches of return static pressure between the filter and the coil with the other 3 filters in. It is a 47,000 air handler. It's not the 4260, which was nice to see, but it was on high fan speed, which normally would be okay if they had enough return ducting. Supply static's fine. It's like 0.08. So theoretically, they had their whole house filter and 3 Filtrete filters double filtering and all dirty, which I'm sure shot the static on the return side up sky high. So since then he did change the whole house filter, and that's when I got the 0.92. So I removed the 3 small pre-filters, dropped the fan to medium. I was able to get the return static down to 0.5. Like I said, supplies 0.08. So, at the very least, it should drain. So, what did this hack do? Because we weren't called out here until he finally exhausted himself. So he thought the solution would be to come out, put this secondary auxiliary drain on, which wasn't here. It was just capped. He runs it out with about 3 traps in it going up and down and up and down, so it's useless. Mostly because this is all down so low, there's no way to get a downward slope. Not only that, this rubber grommet here that seals that fitting, the fitting was super loose. So they've been having water come down between the pan, run down the plywood, go back onto the ceiling. So not only was the pan filling up, it was dripping out of that fitting. It was dripping out of the return filter box there for the whole house filter. And they have garbage duct work. And this thing's been running like this for 3 years. I don't even know what you call this. I guess it's stat wire. Good times there. I mean, it's just some rinky-dinky stuff. You got all these wires in the pan. So this gentleman is actually a friend of our company owner, so we're going to probably just take over and make sure everything's okay. I'm going to recommend upgrading the return at the very least. The supply runs all the way down the house. You can see takeoffs over there and some over there. So there's quite a bit of supply duct, should be sufficient. I'll double check, but the return's definitely too small. I mean, I could see 16 and a 12 or an 18, somewhere around there. I'd have to calculate it. But yeah, hack of the day, man. And you know what's funny? It always seems to be the Goodmans that these people hack together. You don't have a lot of Carrier dealers doing this. You don't have a lot of Bryant dealers doing this, although it does happen with every brand. You know, it's a shame. This unit could be running just fine. Here we are 3 years later and it's falling apart. Alright, that's all for me. Just wanted to see if I can compete with HVAC in South Carolina's hack videos, because I just love watching them. Thanks.